awesome, absolutely awesome.
I love it when a plan comes together. Definitely worth a look. Yeah, it was well on par.
And good afternoon everybody. Today is Saturday 27th of October and I'm here to review the awesomeness that was the latest James Bond movie, Bond 23, known as Skyfall, directed by Sam Mendes, starring Daniel Craig obviously as the title role of James Bond, the lead role rather, Judi Dench back as M, Naomi Harris and Berenice Mello as the Bond girls, Javier Bardem as the villain Silver, Ben Whishaw as the new Q, Ralph Fiennes plays a chief of secretary, and of course we also have Albert Finney, and who else do we have? I've completely forgotten who else was in the movie, but I think I've covered all the basics basically. Before I actually get onto the film, I was doing a marathon. I say a marathon, but I was watching like various, number of films per night from last week, and I finished off with Quantum of Solace on Thursday. I've got the Bond 50 Blu-ray box set, and I've watched every single one of them from last Friday up until Thursday night, and thoroughly enjoyed. Really good to go back and see everything that was done before, reliving some of the best moments of Bond as well in particular. And the other thing that's really good about this box set is that it has a little slipcase for when Skyfall comes out on Blu-ray, so I look forward to that. In fact, let me show you quickly, because you have to see this bit at the back here. Look at that. So there's the little slipcase for Skyfall there, where it says 2012, and then as you can see, all the actors that have played Bond, from Connery, Lazenby, Moore, Dalton, Brosnan and Craig. So that's all of them there. So there you go. It's such an awesome box set. It's amazing. So anyway, let's get on to Skyfall. Right, quickly tell you about the plot, which was brilliant, by the way. The plot was just epically realistic, and I think that's what made the film so awesome. Everything just fell into place, and the plot is that Javier Bardem, well, I won't go too much into his character, but it opens up, as you obviously see from the trailers. Bond gets shot by the other field agent, and it was a judgment call made by M, and it was either lose him or lose the operation, and well, she'd rather lose him and then try and sort out the operation afterwards. But then things start to fall apart. MI6 gets blown up and they move to another location. They are still infiltrated, and this villain, they have no idea who this person is, why they're even doing it, and all you see is a message saying think on your sins. So obviously this person knows who M is, they know who MI6 are, they know how to infiltrate them, they know all their ins and outs, all their workings, their systems and everything, and that's what's scary about it. It's obviously a faceless villain that they've never seen before and have no idea who they are, but they have an idea it is someone who has worked for them in the past. So anyway, as the film goes on, Bond goes to Shanghai and to try and find out what is going on and who's behind the attacks, and that's where he meets Severine. That's it. There you go, Severine. So she's letting Bond in on what's happening with her and stuff, and he basically wants to meet her employer. She doesn't think it's a good idea, but he wants to anyway. And then that's when we come to Javier as Silver, and then we find out who he really is, and how he's been making the attacks on MI6, and especially in particular on M. He's got a serious grudge on M, is all I'm going to say. But at the same time, as I say, the story is just fantastic. I'm not going to say too much more about the plot, but let me just say this, right? It is definitely the best Bond movie ever. It had all the elements of all the previous Bond movies put together. You have all the cliches, all the wit, the comic lines, the one-liners, the awesome conversations going on, especially between Bond and M, and even between Bond and Q, as we all remember from when the late Desmond Llewellyn had his conversations with all the other previous Bond actors. You know, how he was always saying, no, pay attention 007, do this 007, bring it back in one piece 007 kind of thing. And Ben Whishaw as Q is just, I mean, he's a young Q, but again, it is brilliant. It is just immense. Ralph Fiennes as Gareth Mallory, who's like a chief of secretary of staff kind of thing, is quite worried as to what has happened with the operation that occurred in Istanbul, whereby a drive was stolen that contains a list of the agents who are undercover, and that pretty much what gets released by the villain. You know, we've got Rory Kinnear back as Tanner as well, as you remember him from Quantum of Solace. As I say, Naomi Harris plays a character called Eve. Albert Finney as well. He features later on in the film, and his role is sort of like going back to Bond's past. We learn a bit more about James Bond and his past here, just not too much, but a little bit. The house that he grew up in, and you know, what happened to his parents and stuff. So we do learn a bit more, and I think this was probably the first time that we actually see his parents' names. From watching all the other Bond movies recently, I don't think it's even been mentioned what his parents' names were. So this is the first time that we learn his parents' names. Although I did notice that there was a slight touch, and I think it's more of a nod to the great Albert Broccoli, who obviously brought Bond to the big screen 50 years ago with starting off with Dr. No. So look out for it, is all I'm going to say. But again, even that, there's loads of other little references to other previous Bond movies, and especially the old school Aston Martin DB5. Keep an eye out for a couple of well-known references in that. Really, really good. As I say, again, it was a good movie. It was very solid, and I even think that it's worthy of an Oscar or two. Best director for Sam Mendes, and no doubt best picture. Why not? Because it fully deserves it. I mean, all the other Bond movies have been nominated for like sound effects and editing and whatnot. It's time that Bond was put up there on the pedestal as one of like best picture or even best director for Sam Mendes as well. It is just, it really does flow, and the way that it ends is just supremely awesome. Obviously, as I say, at the beginning of the film, Bond gets shot, so he's enjoying death, as he says in the trailer, and because he's been away for so long, he's not back to his full self. He's in one part of the trailer you see him doing a little shooting range, and he misses the target by that much, basically, just huge. It's like, it's not like him at all, and he obviously feels like he's been shot in the shoulder and stuff, so he's not back to his best. But M truly believes in him, and she's always believed in him, even when she promoted him back in Casino Royale. She's always believed in him, and every time she tells him not to do something, well, he always goes ahead and does it, doesn't at the end of the day anyway. But that's been Bond all over this. If you've watched one of the previous films, it's always been what Bond is about. Anytime he gets told, don't do this, Bond, he goes ahead and does it. He always gets given 2 weeks absence leave as well, and it's because M trusts Bond. They know that Bond will get the job done, and no matter how he goes about it, he will always get the job done. And that's why when you watch this movie, it pretty much tells you why James Bond is James Bond, why he is 007. Someone even asked me if I could compare all the actors that have played James Bond so far, and it's very hard to do that, because not all of them got a fair number of outings. I mean, George Lazenby only did one film, Timothy Dalton only did 2, where I think Sean Connery and Roger Moore shared the spoils of five each, and Pierce Brosnan did 4, and so far Daniel Craig has done 3. So it's just, I will say this, I wish that we got more George Lazenby. That's what I'll say so far. I don't know, he just had that, real edge over everybody else. Sean Connery will undoubtedly be, for many people, the best James Bond, but I think after seeing Skyfall, I think a lot of people will probably change that and say that it's Daniel Craig. I know many people have said it's Daniel Craig so far, for them, especially the ladies. But even Pierce Brosnan was really good. But I think with Roger Moore, he had that epic suaveness about him. He had the charm. Sean Connery was more sophisticated. George Lazenby was probably a bit more hard-hitting. Timothy Dalton, more at ease, kind of thing. I would like to say. Pierce Brosnan, well, again, I think he had the charm of Roger Moore at the same time as bringing on his own take. But Daniel Craig really added the fierceness, the grittiness, the real, the real paunch to the role, if you know what I mean. And it has worked for him, and he has done so well. And so yeah, really, just fantastic, absolutely brilliant. And as I've said it already, it is definitely the best Bond film ever. So get out there, go and see it. Do not post any spoilers, please, because I know there's a lot of people in America who won't get to see it for another 2 weeks. So no spoilers, please. If I see any spoilers, I will remove them. So let me know what you thought of it without giving spoilers. If you do want to give some spoilers, then send me a personal message via YouTube. But like I say, awesome, absolutely awesome, brilliant. Just the cast on top form, and Sam Mendes. I think having Sam Mendes directing the movie was a damn good idea. I would have said Casino Royale would have been the best Bond movie to date, but after seeing Skyfall, none of the rest really matter now. So yeah, it really went back to basics, just like they did with Casino Royale. It went back to basics, and it worked. It really worked. It's sublime, is all I'm going to describe it as. Absolutely sublime. So yeah, there you go. Enjoy Skyfall, people, because it is awesome, really awesome. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye. Wow, I just can't. I'm really can't not going to shy away from it. But like I say, go and see Skyfall. Let me know what you think of it if you've seen it. Please, one other thing, do not post any spoilers below, because especially for people in America, they have not seen it yet. It's not out for another 2 weeks, so no spoilers to be posted. If I see any spoilers, I will delete them. That's all I'm going to say. But like I said, definitely the best Bond movie ever. Okay, ever. And if they can top this one, then brilliant. But I don't think this one can be topped. Sam Mendes has officially raised that bar right up there again. He's raised it even higher. Whoever directs the next film after him has got some serious work to do, but I hope Sam comes back for a second outing. Basically, wow, I'm glad that he was chosen to do Skyfall, because that was immense, really immense. So thank you all very much, and I'll see you all later. Bye.